Hi, my name is Kenny. I'm going to give you an introduction about COVID-19, SARS-CoV-2, 2019 nCoV, Wuhan Virus. All those different names, they basically mean one thing, and I'm going to tell you just about that. So, what is SARS-CoV-2? It is a new coronavirus that causes respiratory illness in people. And thankfully, there's nothing to do with Corona actual, which is my favorite Mexican beer. And now this is a correct picture. It is likely transmitted by bats. It's now spread from person to person. Originally, it was found in Wuhan, China, and now it has been found in more than 24 countries. Previously, it's called 2019 nCoV or Wuhan coronavirus, and now the WHO, the World Health Organization, and other official agencies rename it as SARS-CoV-2. The disease is now called COVID-19. The symptoms are very similar to flu. Patients usually have coughs, although with less mucus, and it can have high fever, and they will feel likely shortness of breath, pneumonia, and lung failure, and some people also have diarrhea. That's not very uncommon. So the biggest difference is that the death rate is higher than the normal flu, but that's about it. So how it begins is still a mystery. Originally, people thought that it was from wild animals. So currently, the exact origin of the animals were unknown. But scientists now know that the bats were the intermediate between the wildlife and the origin, and people get in touch with the wildlife, and that's how the virus get to a human. And now we get into the human. Look at this white guy. So there are three major ways of infection. So the first one is the body fluid exchange. So you can basically cough and sneeze to spill out your body fluid and then exchange your fluid intentionally or unintentionally with other people, and they will get them likely infected. And also bad hands. So if you touch infected droplets and then you touch your nose, your mouth, and your eyes, and that may get the virus into your body. And the third way is the poops. So I'm very interested to tell you how I make the icon, and it was a modified one, but maybe later. But for here, officially this route is called fecal-oral route. It can be transmitted through your fingers, through flies, through the fluids, and for all kinds of fluids and foods. So that will get you sick. And once that a person gets sick, he can get in touch with other people, and then it will get other people sick. So with the globalization, and there are so many ways of transportation, you can basically get into a container, right? A plane or a train with so many people in there, and there are so many opportunities for the body fluids to exchange in some way that it can get many people infected with the virus. There was some saying that the pets will also transmit the disease. So far, there is no evidence for that, so pets are clear now, so don't kill your unicorn. About the current status, we know that back in January, there were only very few cases, but then it actually gets up very quickly. The good news is that in about mid-February, early February, the new confirmed cases in China are actually dropping. So people may be scared by the recent peak on about February 12th, and there were about 15,000 people on that day. And that is because the China government actually changed the criteria about reporting the cases. So likely those other cases happened before, but have not been properly reported. So in fact, I can still see that this trend is getting down. When we look at the global level, it seems like although China is dark red on here, but then for other parts of country and other parts of the world, the disease seems to be well controlled, and there were not many new cases coming out, and some countries do not currently have any cases. So let's cross our fingers on that. And this is the best picture I can find for a doctor, so bear with me. So far, there's no proven medicine yet. There is something that may work, such as the interferon, the new drug from Gilead, and they are still in clinical trials. And there are anti-HIV medicines. Some people have tried it. It seems that it worked for some patients, but they still need to be proved. And traditional Chinese medicine is very controversial, but it may help release and mitigate the symptoms. There will also make vaccines that are in development, and hopefully that in about a year or 18 months, we'll have some vaccines coming out. But that probably isn't helpful for the current situation right now. So how do we prevent? First, you can do is to avoid unnecessary contacts. So don't go to places with a lot of sick people, and avoid touching your eyes, nose, mouth with your unwashed hands. And most importantly, 3 things. Wash your hands, wash your hands, and wash your hands. So these are 3 important things that worth mentioning triple times. So what is next? Are we doomed? Well, not that bad. So far, the rate of new confirmed cases is decreasing, and this is certainly good news. And it seems to us that as in previous cases, that quarantine strategy effectively locks down the virus, so that helps prevent spread of the diseases. So, in summary, that I'm optimistic that we'll just get it through, and together we can. Thank you.